we have a former NFL player on today, Dean Rogers, who's going to talk about his transition from the NFL to real estate investing. And oh my gosh, if you will buckle in, he tells you some of the things that he took away from that experience, and also just the ups and downs that real estate has. I don't care where you've been in life, real estate, if you can stick in it, it can be a great thing for you, and some of the turning points for him. And it was very relevant. Even though you might not have been in the NFL, the lessons are timeless that he tells in this interview. Hope you enjoy it. Dean, man, it is good to see you. I am so glad we get to catch up. I get to interview you and get to share you with at least the people that listen here. This is we've been friends for a little while now, so I'm really glad that you're on today. Thanks for being on the show.
Let's go, baby.
Yeah,
Thanks for having me.
This. Yeah, well, for those that don't know you, can you go over, because you've been in the NFL, you've been over 650 deals, you're doing lots of things in the real estate world, you're helping and impacting lives, and like you recently hosted an event. I think that was one of your first ones that you've done. So it's like, this is really cool what you've got going on. So give a little rundown, then we'll dive into it.
You gave it all away, dude. You did all the updates for me.
There you go. There's all the updates. But no book out yet. Just kidding.
Yeah, man. No, I appreciate that. The 10,000 foot view, man. So I started my career in the NFL, and just that was a childhood dream come true. Just an incredible experience, super surreal to like experience that and go through that. And my short story on that is I had in front of me what seemed like was going to be a long career. Now, it wasn't the typical story. It was the journey to get there, under recruited in high school, even though I had, lots of great accolades and, recognition, and then went to a small college for football, UC Davis, had a great career, got recognized, first team All-American, the all-time conference team, like all that kind of stuff, got recognized by scouts. Then I was talking to a bunch of teams, coming from a small school. And then I ended up getting signed by the San Diego Chargers, 3-year deal, came out the gate playing great. And Norv Turner was the head coach, telling me I'm going to have a long career. Like, it was just like pinch me moments the whole time. And I was like, dude, this is crazy. I'm here now, teammates with Phillip Rivers and Antonio Gates and all these people. And, I made it, and it was my dream. Like, I was here, and everything about it was amazing and difficult and challenging and rewarding, and the sky is the limit. But the one thing is, Norv Turner moved me from tight end to fullback, and at fullback in the NFL, going against the biggest, strongest, most athletic people in planet Earth, you are destroying your body, and you're destroying your brain cells, just being a battering ram, crashing into each other every single day. And for me, the light bulbs went off real fast, and all the alarms were going off in my head. Like, dude, if you keep doing this, even though it's pretty badass, really cool, everything you dreamed about, you are going to die. And scare the living hell out of me, because here I am feeling like a superhuman from the neck down, but from the neck up, crushing in my brains every day. It started to wear on me quick, and I was like, holy crap. So I got in one hand, this dream that I've worked for. I've got the head coach telling me I'm going to have a long career, and everything I all this opportunity to make money and the fame and the glory and all these different things. Or I could just dip out and try to live a long life and not kill myself. And I made the hardest decision ever in my life. I walked away from my childhood dream and didn't look back. I didn't talk to friends, family, teammates, anybody. It was just one conversation, boom, I'm out. And that was it. And, it was just such a hard decision, still the hardest decision I've ever made. But the silver lining for myself going through that experience is knowing what it took to get there, the person that I became to get there. All the, seeing what was possible in myself and my future, And I got to say, it was extremely fulfilling to have, um, have people like North Turner telling me I'm going to have a long career playing in the games and knowing that I belong there and could play. The Having that experience was like very fulfilling and rewarding to know, like, okay, I'm at peace with my decision because this is best for my life. So that was that story with the NFL, right? And really, what the NFL did was prepare me for the rest of my life. Everything that I had to do to get to the NFL, because I wasn't, a first round draft pick type of player. I was a journeyman guy who had to work his way to even be in that position, that opportunity. I firmly believe that all of the discipline, the hard work, the consistency, doing stuff when no one's looking, doing the right thing, treating my body right, being able to say no to other things that were more fun or more
Yeah.
pleasurable, like all those kind of things, right? All the distractions, whether it was parties, women, fun, all those different kind of things, really set me up to be successful for business. And David, I walked away from the NFL, and then it was like, now what? And there I was.
So did you, okay, let's just not get into real estate and what you're doing yet. I want to ask, have you regretted that decision ever that you walked away?
I can tell you, I've woken up in the middle of the night many times having a dream of being suited up, ready for a game in the locker room, in the middle of a play, and waking up with a gut feeling, like a sunken gut feeling, like, damn it, you know, damn, I wish I
Yeah.
was still playing. I wish I had that long career that was seemingly in front of me. So there's that feeling of loss,
Yeah.
right? Because it's almost like, and I think a lot of athletes go through this and struggle with this. When you leave, whether it was willingly or unwillingly, the game that you love, this child's game that you play, that comes with all of the fulfillment and reward of, fame and recognition and self-worth and praise from other people, and, in the NFL, opportunity to make lots of money.
Yeah.
When you leave that, you're like, who am I now?
Hmm. Identity
you know
crisis. Yeah.
Identity crisis. And for a lot of people, they go through depression. They don't know what the heck they're going to do. And for me, definitely, I had no other real world life skills developed. I know I was sharp, and I was able to problem solve, and I was able to, push through adversity. I was able to challenge myself, and what I was capable of being prepared for the game and studying all the plays and all that kind of stuff. I knew in that sense, I had skills, but understanding business or anything else, was just not there. So,
I
do
did
I
want to
regret
ask,
it?
I wanted to ask something right there too, but do you regret it? I want to get that answer right there.
Yeah. Do I regret it? I don't regret it, because I know if I would have kept pushing through, I would have regretted that
Mm.
more,
Okay.
because I would have been so messed up,
Yeah.
honestly. Like, dude, it is a brutal sport.
Yeah.
It is extremely brutal. It's very hard on your body. Um, uh, yeah. So to me, the damage would have been so much greater. The reward of staying,
Yeah.
the money I would have made, the fame and notoriety, all that kind of stuff. Man, it wouldn't have been worth it.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense. And I'm glad, in your life that you did take that leap because you're helping other people now. Like you're helping
Yeah.
people get to where they want to be, which is huge. But even before you get there, a lot of people as athletes don't make it in business or don't keep their money. Like a lot of athletes,
Yeah.
they get what made it different for you that you are actually able to transfer the skill of the hard work, the work ethic, and, like you were saying, I was studying the plays, I was doing all of that into business where some people might have the same background and like have worked hard and done that, but then you see them end up like they're bankrupt. They don't have any money. They
Yeah.
come out of it. And like you said, they're in depression. They don't know what to do. How do you think you made that transition where other people didn't? Was there a secret there?
Man, I think part of it's personality, and then part of it is just intention, right?
Intention. Yeah.
Um, yeah, because I think it's really easy to, and this goes for so many things. It's easy to seek the comforts in life, you know. Like
Yeah.
last night, why did I stay up until 12:30 a.m. working on some projects that I know I really needed to get done, rather than watching Netflix for 4 hours?
Right.
You know, that was intention, that was focus, that was discipline. And to me, a lot of that comes back to sports and football. Like, why did I get to be in the position to make it to the NFL? It was because, hey, today we have a workout. That's what our schedule is. I have to work out today. I have to do my conditioning. I have to study the plays. Like, that is what I'm going to do. And I'm not going to take today off because I can't take today off. This is what I committed to.
Yeah.
So I think for a lot of people, they kind of get in their own way, and that's what holds them back. So I think just that small little personality type of myself to stay committed to something, and I think it just comes back to that's what I did when I was younger, and I think my parents encouraged me to do that and hold me accountable, and then I did it too. I was
Yeah.
willing to do it.
You were
Right.
willing to do it. I think another big word there, discipline. You had the discipline that if it was on the calendar, you did it, and it didn't matter if you felt like it or not. And then I like what you said, that intentionality too. I think that's very key. So then how'd you land on real estate? So you go from the NFL.
Yeah.
How did you even land in that world?
So, dude, I got you flash forward and teased with helping people. Now I've got such a full circle story that we'll tie it all together. But man, so I walk away from the NFL. I'm standing there. By the way, this is another misconception. At least, just I like to make this clear, a part of my story. Just because I was in the NFL doesn't mean I made tons of money, right?
Mm,
I left early. I didn't live out my full contract, right? I
yeah.
signed a 3-year deal, 7-figure contract, but I walked away from the money. I didn't walk away with the money, right?
Yep.
So I wish I had a whole bunch of money that I had made and walked away with, but that wasn't the case. So I was really starting from scratch, ground zero, and I was very fortunate to have a good college roommate. Well, he lived with me at some points, but good college teammate who was in touch with me. He's like, "Hey, I know you're done with the NFL. I got a good opportunity for you. I think it will work for you. Um, you know, how about you give it a shot, right? Come do an interview." So I did an interview, and that was like, he walked me past all the red tape. Big corporate company about to go public. So it seemed like a great opportunity. Now, I want to tell this story quickly and not spend a bunch of time on it. The thing that was what got me into real estate was I work my butt off at this job. I get the job. I get walked right through the front door. I'm working my butt off through the first year. Now, to go into that initial hiring interview, I'm writing on the contract, past experience, NFL, prior salary, $1.2 million. And they're like, "Okay, great. Well, we're offering you $65,000 salary." And that's it. I'm like, "Is there
Yeah.
any room for negotiation?" They're like, "You have no skills."
Right.
And this is an
Wow.
entry level, like, peon position,
Yeah.
and, so I'm like, all right. Now, mind you, I was also living in San Francisco for this job. So it's like a negative salary. That's another thing that was a really important part of the story. So I'm like, whatever. I'm going to work my butt off. I'm going to show them how talented I am, how much commitment I have. I'm going to get up the ranks as quickly as possible. Bust my tail. The first year passes, and I'm waiting for that salary increase. Nobody's knocking on my door telling me I'm going to get one. So I start asking. I'm like, "Hey, aren't you supposed to get a raise? Like, how does this whole thing work?" My manager goes, and he's like, "Oh, go talk to him." He comes back to me and says, "All right, we got you a raise from $65,000 to $67,000. And I about crapped my pants. I just was sick to my stomach. I was so embarrassed. I was just like, wow, another year of this, there's no difference. I'm going to see like $20 more in my paycheck,
Right.
like, dude. And around this time, okay, a year out of the league, a year on this low salary, I was living paycheck to paycheck. And I remember very clearly having to use my wife's Target credit card to buy groceries that had a $500 limit because I had no other money. And I was like, gosh, damn, like this is low. Like I was at the top. I was in the NFL, man. I was the man. And now I'm a loser. Like that's the inside talk I was having with myself. And I was not going to accept that at all. And so I was like, okay, I got to do something. I got to take some matters into my own hands. I got to do something. I went to Google and I was thinking, what are the things that I even like? I don't even know what I like. All I know is I like sports, you know? So I'm like, well, what can I do to make money? Well, I remember watching real estate shows with my parents. I remember late night Dean Graziosi infomercials about how to get started in real estate. Maybe real estate, how to get started in real estate. I type it in, boom, up pops up a free podcast, how to get started with little to no money, the Flip to Freedom Sean Terry podcast. And I was like, how to get started with little to no money? How did they know that's me? So I click on it. I start listening to the first episode and I'm like, whoa, this guy is energized. He's exciting. This sounds easy. This sounds like something I can do. All right, let's give it a try. So I just start taking action, massive action. I'm obsessed. I'm listening to this podcast on the way to work, back from work, lunch break, and I just start taking action. Oh, he said to do this? Okay, do this. And I'm waking up in the middle of the night listening to this podcast. Oh, wait, how do I fill out this purchase contract that I haven't even sent to anybody yet? Okay, so I'm like obsessed. And within 3 months, I actually get a deal under contract. And then I'm like super excited. I'm trying to get the deal closed. I can't find a buyer, trying to wholesale it. And what happens is I had a moment of genius, which doesn't come very often. I had a moment of genius and I thought, well, wait a second. Sean Terry, he knows how to find buyers. And I was following the podcast, David, to such a T that I was actually doing the strategies he was talking about in Arizona, in his market.
Nice.
Because I didn't know any better, right?
Yeah.
And San Francisco was too big of a market. It was too scary, too overwhelming. I'm going to do it right where he's saying. So I go to Sean Terry's website and I fill it out like I'm a seller. Boom. His team calls me. Hey, what's going on? You got a property you want to sell? I tell them what the deal is. They're like, oh, well, Sean could probably help you sell that. Let me have Sean call you. Sean Terry calls me while he's driving his car, tells me, oh, yeah, we can get that sold. Just send over the details. He gets it sold within 48 hours. We make $12,000 and split it 50-50. So I made $6,000, got my first deal done. And I was like, holy crap, this is awesome. This is what I'm going to do.
That's pretty cool. So you went out there, you found the knowledge, you took action. Then you had an illustrious career, it seems like, in the real estate industry, that you took the same skills you got in the NFL and then you gave them to the real estate industry and really built a portfolio and like dove in there. That's what it seems like. Yeah,
but let's to set the record straight. So it wasn't all rainbows and butterflies going forward from there. So to make this story short, when I first got started, okay, and I got my first deal, I did another handful of deals that first year, was really excited and proud of myself. I was thinking, man, I'm going to be making $20,000 a month in no time. I'm going to be freaking, doing amazing and big things. Where I went wrong, David, was I had this chip on my shoulder and this part of my identity still wrapped in the NFL and ego wrapped in that, to where people already looked at me like I had made it. I was a hot shot, right? So for me to then go admit to people, hey guys, I need help. I'm just barely getting by. Can someone help and guide me? Can someone mentor me, coach me in how to find success in real estate? Was a big ego strike. And so I convinced myself I needed to do it myself. I needed to become successful on my own, in the shadows, behind closed doors, before I came out and told everybody else, hey guys, look, I was in the NFL. Now look at me. I'm super successful in real estate. I'm awesome. I'm doing great. Everything's going good. And because of that, I tried to do everything on my own. And early in my career, at the beginning of my second year, I rushed into my first couple flips, right? I'm going to flip some houses.
Yeah.
Well, I rushed into those and I made all the mistakes, the wrong comps, the wrong repair estimate, the wrong contractor who ripped me off and stole money. Everything went wrong. And I lost over $100,000 right out the gate on those flips, and I didn't have $100,000 to lose.
Oh,
Flash forward, when I got out of that hole, working my butt off, doing more deals over the next year plus, I finally came out on the other side, and it was, okay, great. Now I gotta do good now. I gotta really make it. And I rushed into my next deal. And my next deal I rushed into, I didn't do any due diligence, right? I should have known enough by this point. I didn't do any due diligence. It was a new construction deal from somebody else that I knew, that I had been networking with. And it turns out that person was a wolf in sheep's clothing. They were like an American greed story. They had a Ponzi scheme going. I was the next victim. It was my fault. I rushed into the deal with no due diligence, and I got blindsided. And I ended up losing $187,000 on that bad deal.
oh,
And it was super stressful, very overwhelming. My firstborn son was coming in the world, and I was like, dude, this is rough. And now I'm back at zero again, David. I'm back at zero again. And I'm having to dig myself out of another hole. And I'm like, dude, what is wrong? And I finally realized what's wrong is I'm trying to do this all on my own. I need to get the heck out of my own way. And I finally wised up and started looking for outside help. Started going to some trainings, hiring some coaches, doing these different things to elevate myself and the information, the people that I'm around. And I started to finally get out of the shadows. I was still just like staying in my own little four walls and not networking and connecting with people. And let me tell you, the doors frickin' started opening like crazy. So now I'm focused. Now I'm doing the right things. Now I pivot away from flipping every house to let's wholesale first. Let's put money in the bank as quick as possible to reinvest, to strengthen our bank account and put ourselves in the best position to be successful and not to be living paycheck to paycheck and to be cash broke as we're flipping these houses. And oh, by the way, I'm not building any wealth. I'm not holding any of these houses. Now I need to start holding on to these houses as well. So all at this time of getting coaches, mentors, learning to stay focused, we started wholesaling first, only flipping the best deals, keeping every deal that was a juicy best deal to keep as a rental, and started to grow from there. And what ended up happening was we started having consistent success, and people started to take notice. Now, when the world shut down in 2020, and I had just got done finishing my very first ever meetup in February, the month before the world shut down, I was like, how the heck am I going to continue this momentum, right? Because I was like, dude, I need to network with people. I need to give value back to other people. This is what I'm missing. This is going to be the next thing. So I started the meetup. The world shuts down the month after, and I'm like, oh, dude, what a bunch of wind out of the sails. I realized, well, let's use social media. I don't use it for really anything. Let me start using social media. So I start telling people, hey guys, we're still doing deals. Let's stay positive. Let's stay at it. And then it was, hey guys, I can help you with your deals. Send your leads over. We'll work on it together. And we're going to use all our experience to make it an absolute win-win. And we'll split it 50-50, right? Then it was like, hey guys, look at these deals we're doing with other people. This is amazing. I just sent Joe $40,000. We just made $80,000 together, and we split it 50-50. Like, the stories just started rolling in, and it started to snowball. And then it was like, dude, I love sending friends money. This is so cool. And I was like, well, let me brand this. And I thought, this is like friends with benefits. This is like serious friends with benefits.
Yeah.
I got friends. We're making money together. This is awesome. So I made t-shirts, right? And then it was like, hey, if you want a t-shirt, friends with benefits, you're in the friend zone, but let's do a deal together. We'll be friends with benefits, and we'll make it happen. So that literally took off, and it ended up adding $1 million of revenue to our business. And let me tell you, there's nothing more exciting and fulfilling than helping other people have these breakthroughs. I helped so many people do their first deal, helped so many people do their next deal. And it was just one thing after another that people started asking and almost demanding, like, hey, can you help me? Can you coach me? Can you mentor me? And I'm like, I've never even thought about that. Like that's not something that I want to do. And then I realized, well, wait a second. I guess I'm already kind of doing that. I'm helping people navigate these problems and get these deals done. And it was like, all right, yes. And the other people I look up to and admire, they're impacting so many other people too by coaching and mentoring. I want to be like those people too. And I want to become peers with them. Just like when I made it to the NFL, I was now peers with the superstars because I was in the same locker room. So I thought that's my way in. So it became full circle story, David, where now I was helping people just like Sean Terry helped me. And I was helping people with these breakthroughs. And now with my coaching program, I'm able to spend every single day helping my students, working through deals, hand-holding them through that process and helping them implement the different strategies that we do in our business every day, because we're still doing deals. We've done over 650 deals. The past 3 years, we've done over 100 deals a year. The past couple months, we've been doing 15 to 20 deals a month. Like we're still growing and pushing and just love this business. So, man, it's just so much fun.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I love the perseverance you've had. You've had lots of ups and downs, it sounds like, over the years in real estate, the big decision of your life of getting out of the NFL. I think there's just lots of good lessons here to take away, especially if you're listening to this. This is really good stuff. And I love that you had to take that check of, I need that help and I need to be able to get the right people on my team to get me where I want to go. And that was really good, because some people might not have where they were in the NFL and now, oh man, now I need help. I feel like it's like, no matter where you are, whether you're the NFL or if you're just at a W-2 job or whatever it is, you think that. And I think that was really good, for especially hearing it from you of, we all have those thoughts, we all have those identities, and like we got to push past that, especially if we want that help to get to that next level, because it sounds like you really took off once you got that help. So so if people are interested in getting that help and like wanting to be a part of your success story and having success with you, how do they get a hold of you?
Yeah, if someone's interested in being part of the community, they can go to deanrogers.com. There, you'll see there's an application there. There's a video that explains more about the program. And then we jump on the phone. We jump on the phone and make sure it's the right fit. Because ultimately, if it's the right fit that's going to help you accomplish your goals, then I always say, let's rock and roll. Let's get the party started. Let's get you on your journey there. And if it's not the right fit, dude, there's zero hard feelings, right? I'm just looking to spend my time with people that are looking to get that next level and want to be a part of a great community. And look, the thing that I always say that's different about my coaching program than others that are out there, because there's a lot of great people that are out there, right, that are willing to help. It's me, myself, and I work with you personally. I'm on the calls with you. You have my cell phone, and we work through the deals that you're working on, the problems that you're coming up against. And to me, that's what's most exciting. I love problem solving. I love helping people get those breakthroughs. And like I said, like it's full circle to where back when I first got started and Sean Terry helped me, being able to do that now with other people is just, there's nothing more rewarding in what I'm doing in life and business right now in the business space than helping other people see those wins.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. So deanrogers.com. So go there if you're interested and want to get to work with Dean directly and get to be a part of his world and help get to your next level wherever you are in your real estate journey. This has been awesome. And if you're out there thinking like, I'm making the money, but where the heck is it all going? I do not want to be living paycheck to paycheck. Go to simplecfo.com. We can help you there. Make sure you get on the right track with your money, because if you're going to go out there and make the dollars, you got to keep it too. So thank you. Yeah, exactly. Not just about making it, which Dean, you had some pretty good stories here today of the value of making sure you're getting off that rat race, out of that hamster wheel there. So really good stuff. Dean, thank you so much for being on and being a great guest.
Thanks for having me, man.
This episode of the Profit First for REI podcast is over, but there are plenty more where that came from. Are you ready to learn how David and his team can help implement the Profit First system in your business? Schedule a discovery call at simplecfo.com right now. We'll see you next time on the Profit First for REI podcast with David Richter.